And I really stepped up what I like to almost call a code of conduct for myself. It's like, I will not be, and I have lists. These are the things behaviors and ways of talking and being that I will accept from myself. And here's the 15 things that I will no longer tolerate. These are out, right? Out of here. Oh, caramba. I think for me, oh God, this makes me almost a little teary. That's a bit weird, isn't it? For me, the biggest challenge that I have overcome was my marriage breakdown. So, that was not a whole lot of fun. That came to me out of the blue. I was completely unprepared. Obviously, my voice cracks there. Because, these things are never easy. But, I was completely unprepared. So that took me by surprise. And so, therefore, it was quite a shock to me. And I think, it was a very challenging time. And, now I'm very fortunate because he and I get on fine. We're best friends. We see each other all the time. So that is an ideal outcome, but it doesn't always end like that for people. And, one of the biggest lessons and challenges that I sort of learned from that was, really what I had to decide to do was not to be a victim, but to step up and take control of the situation. So, it was just how it was for me. I had decided that if things were going to be the way that they were, I was not going to beg or plead for them to be otherwise. It's just a decision I made from the start. I stepped up and said, okay, I fully appreciate that this is what you need to do for your life. On your bike, off you go. That's fine. Here's what I'm going to do for myself and my life. So I made a list, and I was very fortunate that I had a great support network with my family. So we sort of talked all this through, and I thought, all right, how can I switch my thinking on this situation? Instead of it being the greatest disaster of my life, how can this be a greatest, not necessarily a win, but how can this be a stepping stone for me to take myself and my life higher? Not something that's going to crush me down, keep me stuck down here for 6 months or 6 years or however long people stay stuck there. I was very quick and immediate. I didn't waste any time. It was a small period of grieving. But then it was like, no, well, that's enough of this. It's time to move on. So I decided very, very quickly what I would and would not any longer tolerate from myself and from anybody else in my life. So that meant certain people had to go and other people I drew closer to me. And I really stepped up what I like to almost call a code of conduct for myself. It's like, I will not be, I have lists. These are the things behaviors and ways of talking and being that I will accept from myself. And here's the 15 things that I will no longer tolerate. These are out, right? Out of here. And that was a very powerful moment for me. It gave me permission to not be all wussy about this situation, but instead just see it differently. It is what it is, but the power that it has over you is all completely dependent on how you view it. So I took that moment, decided that this was now an opportunity that not many people get in their lives. I now had an opportunity for a fresh start. I had a blank slate. And the choice of where I went from here now was completely mine. And that was very empowering for me. So it was at that point that I stepped up, started my business, decided this is what I want to do. This is who I want to be. I'm not going to ever again do a job that I hate. I will only do things that I'm very passionate about, work with people that I love, create a life for myself that I'm fully aligned with and that I enjoy, because there's no reason now to do anything otherwise. There was literally no excuse. I don't have children. So there was nothing else to consider as far as that went. So that is how, the method that I really used to turn what could have been something that squashed me down for months and months or maybe years into an empowering moment for myself that took me to where I am now, where I just love my life.